If you've ever felt like your hair just won't grow past a certain point, or it is growing, you notice that your roots are coming down, but it never actually looks longer, then this video is for you. Some of these things you might already know, they're not like revolutionary or dramatic, but a lot of these things are things that I didn't realize mattered, or I knew them, but I didn't take them seriously for years and years. Once I started fixing these little habits, that's when my hair started actually retaining length. So not growing faster, but just breaking less. So I wanted to share these just in case even one or two help someone, because they really added up over time for me. Okay, so the first mistake that I made for years was not protecting my hair at night. For the longest time, I just went to sleep and hoped for the best, and then was like, why is my hair looking so disheveled in the morning? I used no braid, no bonnet, no protection. It was just my hair scraping across the pillow all night as I tossed and turned. And that friction really adds up, especially over time, and it's such an easy, quick thing to fix. So now there are 3 things that I do every night to combat this. I always sleep on a satin pillowcase. You can do satin or silk. Mine is just from Amazon, so you don't need like a super fancy one. That material is just a lot easier on your hair, so it doesn't cause as much friction and breakage. I will also either use a hair oil or some sort of overnight serum on my ends before bed. Lately, I've been using the Kerastase 8-Hour Magic Overnight Serum. I first tried this years ago. I used it religiously on my hair, loved it. Took a couple of years off from using it, repurchased it, loved it, did the same thing, took a couple of years off, and recently got it again. And every time I do this, I forget why I ever stopped using it, because I love this. This is really good for my hair type. My hair is very fine, but I have a lot of it. So my hair can't handle anything that's really heavy or that's gonna weigh it down. This is a very lightweight serum. This is just a little sample size of it, but I also bought the big size. And I have a backup on stock because they had a really good Black Friday sale. So I grabbed 2 of these so that I continue to use it and don't make the mistake of stopping again. Then I will either put my hair into a low loose braid, or I'll wear a hair bonnet, which is not the cutest thing in the world, but it's effective. This one has a lot of space in here, so if you have long hair or a lot of hair, it's gonna fit it, and the elastic is really good, so it's not going to fall off your head in the middle of the night. So I'll link the one that I have. It's not very expensive. It's also from Amazon. All right, mistake number 2 is using harsh hair ties or wearing your hair the same every day, or even just keeping your part the same every day. So I, for years and years, would use these like Goody hair ties that are pretty harsh. They come in a giant pack, so they're really convenient and they hold your hair up really well, but they are so harsh and abrasive on your hair. But because of how well they hold my hair up, it took me a long time to switch to something else. Now I try to be really intentional about using something like this, more of a silk or a satin type of hair scrunchie that is not quite as tight. And this material is just a lot better for your hair and protects it a little bit more. I've also tried to use clips more than I use elastics. So like today I just have a little clip in instead of using an elastic, and that's just a lot less abrasive for my hair. I also my entire life kept the same part. I would do a right side part, and it was like that every day. It would just fall into place naturally. I wouldn't even have to section it, but that is also going to have an impact over time. So now I try to switch my part up just a little bit. It might not even be noticeable, but sometimes I'll do more of a middle part. Sometimes I'll flip it to the other side, just so that my hair is not sitting in that one position all the time. So tight elastics and pulling your hair back the same way every day is going to create stress on your hair over time, and it's creating that stress in the same spots over and over. So switching to softer ties and loosening my hairstyles and just rotating my part a little bit has helped with this. Mistake number 3 is sleeping on damp or wet hair. I was terrible about this for years, especially since becoming a mom, because I usually wash my hair after the kids go to bed, and honestly by that point I'm exhausted and just want to go to bed myself. And my hair takes a while to dry because it's pretty long, so I was super notorious for just getting out of the shower, brushing it out, putting my product in, and then just going to bed. But hair is at its weakest when it's wet, and this can lead to your hair stretching, it can lead to frizz, and a lot of breakage that you don't notice right away. So now I will make sure that my hair is dry, or at least like 90% dry before I go to bed. So as soon as I get out of the shower, I'll put a hair towel on. I've had this one for years. This one is from the brand Aquis. however that is pronounced. And I will just let this sit on my hair while I do my skincare and then while I get a little bit of work done in the evening. Then once my hair is not soaking wet, I'll go ahead and just blow dry it, which sounds so simple and basic, but I'm sure if you're a mom and you're tired, you understand. All you want to do at that point is go to bed, but just dry your hair. Just dry your hair. Mistake number 4 is detangling too aggressively. I used to just start brushing from the top and pull through the knots. And that's a fast way to snap your ends off. So now if my hair is damp, I always use some sort of brush like this, some sort of wet brush. This one is from Kitsch. Sometimes I use my toddler's, which is the wet brush, but just something with this type of bristle that's gonna be a lot more gentle on your hair. And I always start at the ends now and work my way up. And I do this slowly. I used to be really bad at just like raking through it as quick as I could, but really take your time with this and work slowly and gently from the bottom on up. Mistake number 5 that I used to do was skipping an oil on my hair every day. So every single day, whether I style my hair or not, I will put a little bit of hair oil on the ends. You know, if you've watched any of my videos, that this is my favorite hair oil. It's the Shu Yumura Essence Absolute Nourishing Protective Hair Oil. I love this stuff. If you have fine hair, this is so good and will not weigh your hair down. But just take a tiny little bit and put it just on the ends every single day. I skipped this step for the longest time because I thought it would make my hair feel greasy or heavy or weighed down, but it's all about finding the right oil for your hair type. So just do research based on your hair type to see what oil might be best for you, because oils that have worked so well for other people over the years just did not work for my hair type. Once you find a hair oil that's perfect for your hair type, it makes such a difference to apply a little bit on your ends every single day. And I will do this just from about here down and then a tiny little bit on the bottom of my front pieces because those break off the quickest. And then at night, I will use that Kerastase serum in the same spots. And I do want to add that my hair does get weighed down really easily. I can't handle a lot of products in my hair, and those 2 steps every single day still don't cause a lot of buildup for me. So that routine works really well for me. So if you have a similar hair type, I would try that. Mistake number 6 was letting humidity hit my hair constantly. And this one surprised me. I used to do body showers without a cap and just let all of the steam hit my hair. That constant moisture causes frizz, and frizz will eventually lead to breakage. So anytime I'm taking a shower and not washing my hair, I will just throw on a shower cap. This one is also just from Amazon. And this is a step that takes no extra time but makes such a difference. Mistake number 7 was not washing my hair when it actually needed it. So if you have a similar hair type to me, don't fall into the trend of training your hair to only have to wash it like once a week or however often. There's a lot of pressure to wash less for the health of your hair, but that does not work for everyone. Letting buildup sit on my scalp for too long eventually just made my hair a lot weaker. So now I make sure to wash my hair whenever it needs it and focus on my scalp health instead of on trends. Mistake number 8, hopefully I'm on the right number, is not clarifying enough. So I was using the Pantene Volume and Body Shampoo pretty much every time I washed my hair, sometimes every other time. That was a very gentle clarifying shampoo that you could use with every wash if you wanted to. And I loved that product. I will probably repurchase that in the future, but I wanted to go back to a clarifying shampoo that I've used in the past that's a lot stronger of a clarifier. So it's not one that you can really use every wash or it's gonna dry your hair out, but it's really good about just completely resetting your hair and getting any ounce of buildup off. And that one that I switched back to is the Kristen S Deep Clean Clarifying Shampoo. I just get this at Target. I remembered really liking this and finding it super deeply clarifying without being overly stripping. So it's gonna be stripping if you use it every wash, but I just use this once a week now, and it really makes my hair feel squeaky clean. So again, that Pantene one is awesome. This is just a good one if you need something that's deeper than that. But the bottom line with this is that even if your hair looks clean, buildup can still be there. So product, oil, hard water, it all adds up. So just try a clarifying shampoo every now and then to kind of reset everything as needed. Mistake number 9, I have no idea how many mistakes we're gonna talk about. I'm just gonna keep thinking of them and keep grabbing products that I have in my collection that relate to what I'm talking about. So hopefully I don't miss any, and hopefully I don't just come up with a million mistakes that I've been making. But number 9 is applying conditioner too close to my scalp. So I used to apply conditioner from like here down because I used to have a lot of layers, and the layers are where I would have the most breakage. So I always thought like I need to apply conditioner here, but then I also need to get it on the ends of these shorter layers because otherwise they're going to break. But unless you are being super patient and really targeting the exact areas where you want conditioner, which I'm not, I have no patience, so I was just slapping it on, it's probably going to get a little bit too close to your scalp. And it can also cause a lot more buildup higher up, which is gonna make your hair look greasier, even if you're not touching your scalp area. So now I just apply conditioner from like here down. I don't touch the top at all with conditioner. I can target any shorter layers, which I don't really have shorter layers right now, but if I did, I could target that with a hair oil after I do my hair. Mistake number 10, and I think a lot of us have fallen into this, especially with social media, is using products that were not right for my hair type. Just because a product is popular does not mean it's right for you. Just because someone with gorgeous hair is using a specific product, it does not mean it will make your hair look like that. This is a hard pill to swallow. Heavy masks and rich creams were doing way more harm than good for my hair type. So do some research on your specific hair type. I always use ChatGPT. I talk about it all the time in my videos, but it's so helpful. Describe your hair type, describe your hair concerns to ChatGPT, and really do some research on what products are right for your hair type and switch to products that actually suit your hair type. Keeps things a lot simpler. It keeps you from falling into every trend of thinking you need to try all of these new products that are out there because they're working for all of these other people. And you can just put your time and money into the products that are actually going to make a difference for you. I was going to say mistake number 11 is heat damage, but I still use heat on my hair. So I'm not a good one to like say, don't use heat on your hair, because I use heat on my hair all the time. I really do try to like not use heat on my hair a ton, but I still use heat all the time. So let's just pretend like I didn't say anything about that, because it is a mistake to use a lot of heat on your hair, but it's a mistake that I have not overcome. So new mistake number 11, and I don't do this at all anymore, but I did for years, and that was skipping trims because I thought that if I cut my hair, it's gonna be shorter. Now, if you watch any of my videos, you know that my favorite hobby is like cutting my hair. The other day I cut, it doesn't look like it, but I cut like several inches off of my hair. It was very long. And I asked my husband to look at the back of it to make sure it was even. He was like, yeah, it's even, you're good. And then literally like 2 days later, I got bored and I cut another few inches, and I was like, can you look at my hair again? Because I just chopped it more. But avoiding trims is going to make you lose more length in the long run. If you have split ends, if you have those little balls on the end of your hair, I used to get those all the time from breakage, you need to get them cut. Small, regular trims are going to stop your hair from splitting and from those split ends traveling up over time. And then the final mistake is spending so many years thinking that one product would change everything. I spent so much money over time thinking that this product is going to just transform my hair, and then it didn't. And then this new product is going to completely transform my hair, and it didn't. And it was a cycle. So figure out where your pain points are with your hair and try to develop micro habits that you can do every single day to kind of combat those over time. All right, so again, some of these things might be things that you already knew, but it took me way too long to realize how much these tiny little habits add up. So let me know in the comments if you have found any habits like this that have helped you maintain your hair that I didn't mention, because I would love to try them. And thank you so much for watching. Also, this is not part of my hair video and nobody asked for this, but I'm gonna also show my outfit right now, because if you are a mom or someone who's looking for just like quick, easy, comfortable outfits, I wanna show this pair of jeans that I found this year that I'm obsessed with. It took me probably a good 10 years of constantly searching for a good pair of jeans that is flattering for my body type and also just really comfortable. So for reference, I have kind of a smaller waist, but bigger hips and then smaller legs. So I've had the hardest time finding a pair of jeans that fits at my waist and on my hips. Usually if something fits my waist, I can't even get it up to my waist because it doesn't go over my hips. And if it does fit my hips, then it's like huge at the waist. So if you're in the same boat and you haven't found a brand that works for you, try Pistola. These are the Cassie straight leg jeans from Pistola. I need to figure out how to get this full body What if I run back here? They fit perfectly. They're not snug, but they're also not overly baggy. And they are just so comfortable and flattering. So if you need a good denim recommendation, if you are like smaller up here, but wider here, Pistola. Try them, you will love them.